The Burmese Prime Minister, General Ne Win, arrived at Lydda to begin a 10-day official visit to the State of Israel. There to greet him at the airport is Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion. Also present was a delegation of Burmese students and wives, here for a year's studies. The two Prime Ministers inspected the Guard of Honor. Leaving Lydda, he begins a whirlwind tour of the country. In Jerusalem the following day, school children line the streets as General Ne Win walks to the President's house. As a gift, he brings to the President a silver bowl, a fine example of Burmese craftsmanship. Later that day, on Mount Herzl, a wreath is laid to the memory of Theodor Herzl, the founder of Zion. Visiting the grave of Dr. Chaim Weizmann, Israel's first president, General Ne Win hears from Mrs. Weizmann the history of the Institute of Scientific Research named after her husband. Israel's scientific development and its application to local problems were points of special interest. The Burmese Prime Minister dispenses with public ceremonies and concentrates on a thorough study of Israel's settlement program. At Kiryat Gat, center of a new development region in the south, General Win speaks with the settlers. Of particular interest to him was the plan they had to overcome their water shortage with a series of artificial dams designed to catch the winter rainfall. At the end of his tour, ranging from the north to the south of Israel, General Ne Win flies to Sde-Boker, a kibbutz deep in the south. Here at Sde-Boker, of which Prime Minister Ben-Gurion is a member, the two national leaders hold their final talks. Talks that will help to strengthen the ties of friendship and economic cooperation between Burma and the State of Israel. For the first time in its 116 years, the triennial convention of B'nai B'rith takes place in Jerusalem. 300 delegates and members of this worldwide Jewish organization arrive from the United States and 35 other democratic countries. Their badge, the menorah, Jewish symbol of eternal light and official emblem of the State of Israel. Thousand Israelis turn out for the opening meeting in the capital's convention center. President Ben-Zvi, coming to offer greetings, received a standing ovation. B'nai B'rith President Philip Klutznick, in his presidential address, gives a progress report of his organization. To President Ben-Zvi, he hands a jeweled menorah badge, and a moment later, the delegates hear the head of the state as he congratulates them on their work. Language problems are overcome by a system of instantaneous translation of the Hebrew into French and into English. Very restrained, of course. An enormous bonfire signifies the commencement of Lag BaOmer. What visitor can resist joining the dancing youngsters? And even for beginners, the steps of the Hora are easy to learn. The State Garden Party, held in the grounds of the new Knesset rising to the west of Jerusalem, is a chance for everyone to see and meet a cross-section of Israel's colorful population. 3 orchestras play, but the Haifa Children's Orchestra steals the show. Mr. and Mrs. Ben Svee greet their guests, who then wander through a garden full of summer flowers. At an evening arranged in the amphitheater of the Hebrew University, Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion is the guest of honor. Chairman Philip Klotnik, introducing him, calls him one of the great prophets of our day. One of the main points stressed by the Prime Minister was the unbreakable link that exists between the Jews in Israel and the diaspora. The Prime Minister underlined the need for all Jews to know Hebrew as a living language. To Philip Klotnik, retiring head of B'nai Brit, he presents a silver chalice, and from the organization Sefer Torah, Scroll of the Law. The lights go out, and each member throws up a candle to commemorate the first convention held in Israel's ancient capital. Ending the convention on a solemn note, they gather in the Martyrs' Park, planting saplings in memory of the 6 million Jews who died in Hitler's Holocaust. And finally, they visit the new B'nai Brit shrine, carved out of the eternal Judean stone. At Meron, in the hills of Safed, the annual Lag BaOmer ceremonies take place. 50,000 Israel citizens make the pilgrimage. Lag BaOmer is one of the 2 days between Passover and Shavuot on which marriages may take place. And all over Israel, young people line up to take their vows. Tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor, and still the couples come. The resort town of Nahariya offers the honeymooners free first nights in its hotel and a day's excursion around the Western Galilee. Lovely though the view may be, how can it compete with love? Lag BaOmer couples will have to make the trip again, next time, to see what they're looking at. On a hill to the north of Tel Aviv, a round green building houses one of the finest glass collections in the world. Built of glazed tiles, the Haaretz Museum was opened in June. Dr. Walter Moses, whose life work this invaluable personal collection represents, willed it at his death to the Tel Aviv municipality. The fragile glass has withstood the ravages of time through the centuries, for it was buried with its owners in hermetically sealed tombs. The ancient glass is divided into 4 main periods: Phoenician, Roman, Hellenistic, and Byzantine. This 2,000-year-old vase carries the signature of the maker. Enion made this. Rich Sidonian ladies owned these perfume bottles. Later, the Romans developed the blown glass to the point of mass production, and it was put to household uses. But as decadence set in, it is clearly reflected in the glassware. Grape bottles, date bottles, and dancing women. The daily life of that period can be seen in the design. only the first of 14 pavilions planned to house the ancient treasure of this region. At Sakhna in the Jedro Valley, the Government Tourist Development Corporation has changed an overgrown pool into a landscape picnic paradise. By bus and car from the cities, by truck from the neighboring kibbutzim, the citizens of Israel, loaded with the day's food, come to enjoy a swim in the cool, spring-fed waters. The new waterfalls add to the fun, and the full-grown trees brought especially to the site add to the comfort and beauty of Sakhna. Maintenance of this latest of the country's many pleasure spots is now in the hands of the local authorities. But Sakhna itself is there for everyone, soon to become a happy meeting place for Israel citizens and visitors of other lands.